ready to rock and roll. So nice. I'm so excited. I don't need any more makeup. I need to use what I have. I need to dupe more palettes. So this is my challenge to myself. What's up everyone, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Manners and this is my channel. We talk about a lot of makeup and skincare, nail polish, we have the occasional unboxing, but I almost always drop something. So if you're interested in any of those things, please stick around, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell. Today we are doing something different. Today we are duping that palette. So what we're gonna do is, I was going to do this as a collaboration with Stacey Lee Beauty. I am going to leave hers linked down below. Unfortunately, I had an emergency and I wasn't able to film it on time, but better late than never. So today I am duping the Flower Punk palette from Kaleidos Cosmetics. This is it right here. This is a 9-pan palette. I really like the color story of this palette. However, when I first saw it, I thought, I think I have all of those shades in my collection already. So I challenged myself to sit down, instead of get the palette, I challenged myself to sit down and see if I had all these shades just from different palettes. And I think I was able to dupe it. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna go through and I'm going to swatch them on my arm, the shades that I've picked. We're gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Kaleidos one. So we're gonna get right into it. The first shade for the Kaleidos palette is called Mint Fever. It is a potent elixir of matte aquamarine and mint. So I was looking at my Flower Bomb palette from Midas Cosmetics, and I decided that after playing around for a little bit, this shade right here, Plumeria, is, I'm gonna swatch it for you. This was the closest in my collection to the shade Mint Fever. So that's it right there. It's a very pretty shade. Actually, it's like my favorite shade in this palette. And then the next shade for the Kaleidos Punk palette is Aloe Cove, which is a tranquil turquoise sparkling duochrome with a lime gold shift. And after I went through my collection, this shade Clover is very similar. I'm going to swatch it for you right here. It's just perfect. I think it's a perfect match, to be honest. I really like this shade, and I really like these two paired together. So I'm pretty excited that I was able to dupe them. Then we do go on to the next shade, which is Stained Glass. This is a translucent fuchsia shimmer with rose and violet sparkles. This one from ColourPop, this is the Kathleen Lights collab. This is the So Jaded palette. And after I went through all of my shadows, this shade right here, Fluorite, when it in the pan, it looks a lot more purpley than it does in the Kaleidos palette. However, you're gonna see in a sec, you're gonna see why I chose this one when I swatch it for you. So it has that same sort of shift to it. And I really, even though it looks so different in the pan, it looks very similar to me as it does in the swatches from the Kaleidos palette. Might be a little bit more on the purple side, but I feel like that's my lighting. So that's it right there. You can see it's got the shift. It's very pretty, very, very happy. The next shade is Nouveau, which is a warm, dusty berry brown matte. So for that, the closest I could find in my collection was this shade right here, Drizzled. This one right here from these. This is the Sorbet palette. This is from the new ColourPop. These are the new ColourPop quads. I don't even think I've talked about these on my channel yet. This shade right here, very, very soft shadow. That's it right there. Very pretty. So excited. I actually really like this palette. I know I haven't talked about it yet, but it's pretty. The next shade is Peach Soju. And for that one, I am using this palette. This is the Avocado Toast from BH Cosmetics. And this shade Pink Salt right here, is the closest I could find in my collection. It's just a nice light matte pink shade. I really like that actually. These two shades will go really nice together. These two shades will go really nice together. That's what I like about this palette. There are so many different options. I'm still not convinced I'm not gonna get it. I still really want it, but I don't need any more makeup. I need to use what I have. I need to dupe more palettes. So this is my challenge to myself, and hopefully we will be successful. The next shade is Chlorophyll, which is a leafy chartreuse green, golden green matte shade with a sunny glow. The closest one I can find in my collection is this one right here from the Aha Honey palette from ColourPop, which is Sweet Spot. It's a really bright yellow. Right there. And then the next one is Golden Age, which is a deep mustard color. So I decided that I'm going to use the shade Citrine right here from the Kathleen Lights palette as well. That is so freaking pretty. So nice. I'm so excited. The next shade, Sun Gazer, is a brilliant golden metallic with a subtle green glare. And out of all of my palettes, this one in the Avocado Toast, the shade, the Lemon Pepper, this one right here, was the closest one that I could find. That one, I'm not 100%. This is a little bit different, but when I'm looking at the swatches on their website directly, this one is the one that on my skin looks the most like what the swatches are telling me. And then last but not least, this one was a little trickier, but it came down to this emerald palette from BH Cosmetics. The shade Restless right here is the closest I can find. It's a very soft shadow. I do really like these BH Cosmetics palettes so far. And so that's it right there. It's got a little bit of a green undertone. So this is Earthship. It's a cool, muddy forest green matte. Looks like that right there. So these are the swatches, and we are going to go right ahead and get into the look now. All right, I'm going to use my Essence I Heart Color Intensifying Eyeshadow Base. My fave. I'm convinced they've discontinued this. Please, please don't be discontinued. Please don't. Every time I go into a Shoppers, I look for it and I'm like, it's not here. I do have a backup. There's a lot of product in there. It's a very affordable eyeshadow base if you can find it. If you haven't already subscribed to Stacy's channel, please do. She does a lot of these types of videos and she is an inspiration to me. I am so happy she asked me to do this collab with her. I am so sorry it is so late. Like I said before, better late than never. I'm here now. I'm actually feeling for the first time in for a few weeks. Today is like the first day where I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to sit down. I'm ready to film. Ready to rock and roll. Now I have absolutely no idea what I want to do. I have an idea. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with that shade Sweet Spot. So what I'm doing is I'm not taking that all the way through my crease. I'm just taking it like this, just about halfway. I am going to go in with this shade Citrine right here and take that through the rest of my crease, and I'm going to blend those two colors together. Ooh, I like that. I'm actually really liking these two colors together. I wasn't really sure about that first one, but I like it. I'm so happy that I decided to do this also because I really do need to use what's in my collection. And part of that is stop buying everything I see. To be honest, a lot of new releases just really are not doing it for me lately. So I'm just taking that color Citrine and I'm just building it up and blending it together with that first shade. I've always wanted to do a Dupe That palette video, but I've never brought myself to do it, and I'm not really sure why. So I'm very happy to be doing this one. Oh yeah, and I'm just going in that same shade Sweet Spot and just blending those together as well. Just what I wanted. Perfect. Restless. And I'm going to take that, I'm going to focus it right here on the outer corner of my eye and just deepen up that crease. I don't want to take it as high as the initial shade, but I don't necessarily want them not to mix. So as you can see here, I'm just going to go in on both sides. And I'm going to take a clean brush and blend everything together. Okay, I'm going to go back in with Citrine now, and I'm going to just blend all of that together. This is exactly what I was hoping my look today would come out to. I just love grungy yellows and greens. They make me very happy. It's another reason why this palette called to me so much. However, I have all of these colors and I'm able to achieve, if I'm able to achieve something, might as well go for it. Okay, now I am going to go in with that golden shade, or that gold shifty shade. This shade Lemon Pepper right here. And I'm going to pop that all over the lid. Doesn't matter how many times I use BH Cosmetics, I am never sick of their square pan shimmer shades. So good. I love that so much. All right, I'm gonna go back in with that greenish brown, muddy green. I think that's how it's described on the website. I'm just gonna go back in and I'm just gonna blend. Make sure everything is nice and seamless, no weird lines. Oh, I love that so much. Love this. So that is the final look. I'm gonna pop on some mascara real quick. I'm gonna use the Fenty Full Frontal Mascara. I need to finish this. It's teeny tiny, so it's totally doable. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes quickly because if not, they look terrible. I like this mascara. It's not my favorite, but it does do the trick. And I like that it's a little teeny tiny size. There's a lot of length, which is very nice because I don't like lashes. I don't like wearing falsies. They drive me absolutely bananas. Like you don't even, like I sit here and all I think about is like, I like sit there and I'm like, they're touching my face, they're touching my face, they're touching my face. It's constant. When I see people wearing lashes that like, I can see they're like, I'm like, how do you tolerate that? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. They drive me bananas. I love today's eye look. This was awesome. And you know what's funny? When I look at the palette and I look at the swatches, these shades here also really call to me. Let me know, do you want to see a second look duping this palette? Because I think I'll do that. I might even film it tomorrow. Lipstick today, I am going to use this one. This is my Essence in the shade 02. This is a part of my monthly project pan. I've been using it for 2 months now because I didn't use it so much the first month. And I am going to use my Midas Cosmetics. This is the clear gloss in the shade Classic. Just add a little bit of shine. And that is it. All right, and that is the final look. I have to say I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I do believe that these are pretty true swatches. I think maybe this one might be a little too yellow and not green enough, but I still like the way it turned out. I like that I was able to use different brands. I do have a lot of ColourPop and a lot of BH Cosmetics in my collection, but I'm really excited that I was able to use Midas Cosmetics to dupe this as well. So I do think I will probably film a look for these other ones. Overall, super stoked about this. Please let me know in the comments below, do you have any of these palettes? And did you pick up the Kaleidos Cosmetic Flower Punk palette? Or did you get the whole collection? Because the collection does, there are other things in the collection as well. And this palette does retail for $36 US. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Please let me know in the comments below how you are doing, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Thank you all so much for all of your support, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, now I'm not going to use every shade because that would be too much for me. Some of these are falling out. The shade Lily and Peony. I need to add glue because I can hear that they're like, don't do that. Stop doing that. You're gonna break your shit.